Hi, I'm Charles Botensten from Botensten Properties International. Just wanted to do a little introductory video of why I started my firm, Botensten Properties International, and a little bit about me. I grew up on Long Island. I absolutely loved it. I was always in the city from age 2 or 3. My mom grew up in Queens, my dad in Chicago, so they were always urbanites, to say the least. And they would take me. I just fell in love with the city, and every single day I literally walk around with a smile. I just say, what an amazing city to have this amount of people walking around, working together. We can get along. So many people in such a small area, we can all get along, especially on a hot summer day or a cold winter day. So I started working when I was a young kid, age 12. I was a caddy. I did that for 7 years, and funny enough, when when you're a caddy, you're 12 years old, you got these big leather bags with 90 clubs in each one. You got 2 of them. You really you get used to hard work immediately. And you also, caddying is really about selling yourself, that you're a good caddy and that people want to work with you again, and then you start getting requests. It was right around 13 or 14, cleaning the bags, and the guy walks up to me. He said, "You did a great job, son." And he gave me the money, and you just put it in your back pocket, and you can't wait to be done cleaning the clubs and put it away and find out how much you got. Like, what does a 13-year-old spend the money on? Finished cleaning the clubs, I put them away, and I go into my pocket, and I see 4 $20 bills. And I'm still getting the chills now. Is $80 at 13 or 4, I think I was 13 years old. I literally said, I know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I just love people. I love asking questions, getting to know them. I came out of college. I got recruited into Oppenheimer Funds after 2 years in the marketing/sales department, and I just didn't really like it. I didn't like the atmosphere. My personality was kind of boxed in, and the whole 9 to 5 and everything else. And it was early 2009. It was the first time in company history, and they've been around, I think, over 100 years, that they announced layoffs. And at this point, I walked into a boss's, just a senior executive. He took a liking to me, and I walked in and I just said, I'm really not happy, and I want to be on that list to be laid off. And he was shocked. What? Are you kidding me? Lehman just collapsed. We have Countrywide going under. We have Wachovia going under. Everything is just imploding, and you want to be laid off? I said, yeah. He said, all right, son, what do you want to do? I said, I have no idea. I had no idea what I wanted to do. But I just knew that was not my passion. So he said, all right. And he put me on the list. I walk out of there, and I said I had no idea what I wanted to do. And sure enough, I remember watching $1 Million Listing LA. And I said, that looks like a pretty cool job. It involves people. So I got my real estate license. I sent out an email. I said, I just left. I just volunteered to be laid off, and I'm getting into real estate. And they reply, and they said, who did you talk to before making this decision? I said, nobody. It was in my gut. And I've always told buyers and sellers to go with their gut, is that's what their real needs and wants are. It's kind of like dating and falling in love. It's you fall in love with someone or an apartment because you're going to have a relationship with both for an extended period of time. And a relationship, sometimes you say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But you know what? It boils down to what you feel and not what you want. With an apartment, you're like, I want this, I want a doorman and a balcony and a condo, and you walk into the buying process or saying, this is exactly what I want. But emotionally, you get attached to something else, and that's the apartment that I tell my clients to go for. I said, that's the one you want, because you can't explain it. It's just a gut feeling. It's inside. It's innate. So I got into real estate, and that was 2009, worst recession, and went through. I started at a boutique firm. I did really well. I then went on to a large firm, one of the biggest ones in New York City, and did very well there. And the decision to actually go out on my own was based on, am known as the guy, as the broker that is always carrying a book. I always, there's one right here. I have 3 right there. I have 4 right there. I've finished those. I have another 3 or 4 on the way. I just am a student, and I don't think I'll ever let that go. Being a student of psychology, body language, marketing, sales, negotiating. I've read branding. There's a art of creating what you want. And that's essentially what I've done throughout my life, is that I've just made decisions based on my gut. When you do that, you're happier, and you notice that you will make it work because that's how you feel. If you don't have the passion for what you're doing, people sense that. Consumers now are the most intelligent ever in any time of history, and they can sense when you're fake or when you're not genuine. When you are passionate about what you do, and you love what you do, that's the premise. Is that's who I am. Is that you have to give more value than you receive. That's the pinnacle to a brand that gives more value. Why is Apple so valuable? It's because they give so much value to people. They give more value than they receive. People just want to be associated with them. So that's a little about me, where I came from. And I hope to work together or hang out together or grab drinks or go on a vacation. I'm very active on social media. We'll connect and follow each other. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter. I am Charles Botensten, the founder of Botensten Properties International. And that's just a little about me and my story.